Hey, how's it going, everyone? I know it's been a long while. I've just been super busy, and especially these last couple weeks. I made my daughter's costume for Halloween, and I'm in the process of making my son's, and so I'm kind of stitching things together, and it just takes forever, and so I've just had no time, or, when it gets to 11 o'clock at night, I'm like not really in the mood to start a video, so I found a good time here before work starts. Normally I would go out, to a couple pawn stores or something, but I decided to come here early instead and film this in the car. So I've brought all of my pickups from the last few weeks, mostly flea market, honestly, one yard sale, but I haven't really been hitting much at the pawn stores, which has been disappointing. But I've been going out to the flea market most Sunday mornings with a buddy, and we've been doing all right. So let's go ahead and get started here. This first one is from me going out myself. This was, I can't remember, probably a month and a half ago. It was before my daughter's birthday. So a couple GameCube games here. This was from one booth. I picked up Super Smash Bros. Melee and the Zelda Collector's Edition. He had a whole stack of GameCube games, some Mario, I think 1 or 2 Mario parties. Anyway, he wanted 15 each, and then the Zelda one was 10. I tried to get an offer like for all of them. I forget how many games he had total, maybe 8 games. And he had to call, it was a kind of a younger guy. He had to call his dad or uncle or whoever, and they told me like 120, and I was like, well, that's crazy. So I ended up just getting this. I think I paid 10 for the 2 of them, so $20 for Collector's Edition and Super Smash Bros. Melee. I want to say the Zelda game is missing the manual, but I'll look later. I'm not really that worried. But at another booth, I found a couple more GameCube games for $2. Alien Hominid, which I've never played, but I've seen people pick it up. It's supposed to be kind of a goofy game. And then lastly, for the games, was The Sims Busting Out, but it's actually Wind Waker. I hope you can see that. But it's the Wind Waker game, so Zelda Wind Waker, which is a great game. So I thought that was kind of goofy. It was in the Sims case, but I always have, or not always, but I have decent luck with GameCube games having good titles, in the wrong cases. So I always look at those. And then a couple other goofy things here. A pack of Magic cards. It was 50 cents. It is from the Mirage set, which was like around 99 or 2000 or something. This is about time I got out of Magic. So I paid 50 cents for it. I'll probably send that to a buddy. I picked up a Nintendo 64 Game Shark for $1. I actually had to explain what this was to the vendor. He had some other games, nothing I wanted, but he didn't even know what it was, so I kind of explained it to him. Anyway, it was $1. And then lastly, this came in, I just got this thrown in with the Sims Wind Waker and Alien Hominid, but it's a CD case. That's a Twilight Princess one. I just thought it was kind of interesting, so I'll probably send that to Chris Minogue or something, just kind of goofy. So those were my pickups from about a month ago. I think even a little bit more. It was before my daughter's birthday, so that's one pickup. I'm gonna go through these fast, so it's not too long of a video. This is going out from this is actually just this past Sunday. Let's see, today's the 29th, I believe, so whatever the Sunday before was. For $5, I picked up Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. This is actually an RPG. I had just actually been looking up RPGs on the DS, like check a list of them, and this came up. I had never heard of it, and then I happened to see it at the flea market, and so the guy wanted 10 for it, and I didn't want to pay 10, but my buddy bundled some other things and got it for $5, so I gave him $5 for it. So the Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. I picked up for $1 from a vendor Midway Arcade Treasures for the PS2. These collection games are kind of fun. I don't know if there's anything on here that's super exciting for me to want to play. I have Marble Madness, I have Paperboy, Rampage, that kind of stuff. But Defender 2, Spy and Hunter, Root Beer Tapper, if you remember that game. So a couple of handful of goofy things. Joust, whatever. It was $1. And then lastly, from this trip from the flea market, I picked up Final Fantasy IX for the PS1. It was $5, and it has all 4 discs, and it also has a bonus or an extra disc 1 for some reason. So, but it was in decent enough condition. The discs were okay, and the case is a little bit scratched, but not crazy. The manual's in there and everything. So for $5, I'm sure I can trade that to somebody. It might even be an upgrade to mine, honestly. All right, so another trip from the flea market. Oh, actually in between that, this was a gift from Chris Minogue, who he saw that I had gotten Super Mario All-Stars for the Wii back from my last video, and he sent he had an extra box for it. So here's the kind of the big box for it. So it was really, really cool of him. So that'll complete my copy. It's got the CD in there, the 25th anniversary CD and stuff. This was just a case only for Spirit Tracks. I think I paid 50 cents for the case. I got a couple cases here, actually. This was from one vendor. Well, that is something else. Okay, so yeah, 2 cases. Sorry, I'm getting confused. It's been so long now. So just empty cases with manuals, though. So here's Pokemon Pearl. That was 50 cents for the case. And then Spirit Tracks, which has the manual in it also. So $1 for 2 cases. I already have these ones, but I am looking for Phantom Hourglass, the case manual of Phantom Hourglass, and a couple other DS games that I can't come up with off the top of my head. The Dragon Quest ones, actually, I want the cases for those. But anyway, so empty cases. This was from when I went to Phoenix for the Game On Expo. I stayed with my aunt and uncle, and I gave my cousin, I had just picked up the Final Fantasy X-2 HD collection for the PS3. I found it for $5 at a pawn store. I don't think I showed it. Anyway, I gave it to him, and he gave me a couple things here. He gave me a case to Spirit Tracks, because I figured eventually I would find the game. And then he also gave me Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy Advance, which was cool. And then this was actually Rune Factory's game I let him borrow and play for a little bit, so he was just giving it back. And that should be everything. Oh, and then lastly is for the Nintendo 64. I want to say this was $2 at a vendor, and it was Xena Warrior Princess. I think this is a little bit of a uncommon game. I don't think it's anything crazy or anything, but for $2, I didn't have it yet, so Xena the Warrior Princess. All right, and then lastly is from a yard sale, and this was a really great find, actually. This was from Saturday, the 24th, whatever that Saturday was, just this past Saturday. I was out walking with my son in the stroller, and he was in the stroller, not me. And there were a couple of yard sales in my neighborhood. They didn't have anything, and so I went over to the next neighborhood. And thankfully I did, because this is a pretty incredible Super Nintendo lot. There's no Super Mario World or anything like that, but a lot of really like off, you know, I don't want to say like rare. Nothing's rare, but you know, maybe not as well known RPGs and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. So first off, some of the other common stuff. I got SimCity, Warlock, Tetris 2, and is that of the kind of goofier ones? Oh no, here's another one. Dino City. Probably covered the label. So Dino City. And then some of the little better ones. Some of these RPGs, we got Brain Lord. An Atlas title here, Super Valis 4. Yeah, had to make sure the Roman numerals were correct. Illusion of Gaia. Draken. I don't know if that's an RPG or not. Ultima, The Black Gate. Wizardry 6. And the label is the top part of the label here, you can see is kind of coming off, so I'll have to glue that back. The Seventh Saga. Legend. Oh, we got another one here. We got 2 more games here. King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. I don't know if that's an RPG either. Phoenix, though, that's kind of cool. And then lastly, Natsumi game, Spanky's Quest. So it was like 15 games here, Super Nintendo games. I paid $40 for the whole lot, and then also in this box, it was just like a box on the ground, was 2 DS games complete, which was great. Professor Layton and The Last Spectre, which I'll be keeping, and then Mario Kart DS. So the 2 DS games and the 15 Super Nintendo games was $40 total, so I thought that was a really good deal. Some of those are duplicates. Brain Lord, Illusion of Gaia, Seventh Saga. Those are all duplicates. I could look again. So most of them I am keeping. Did I say if I said Young Merlin? Oh no, I forgot. Young Merlin. I've had this one before. I'm not sure if this is an RPG or not. But Young Merlin, that was in there too. And then, so yeah, like I said, just a great Super Nintendo lot, I thought. I was kind of chatting with the guy for a few minutes. I guess he was keeping his Super Nintendo, and his wife had, you know, picked out a few games to keep, and I'm assuming that's like Super Mario World, Donkey Kong, standard stuff. So I was definitely okay with those, though. I was very happy to find those. And then lastly is a game I picked up from the thrift store here on the Air Force Base. I've had some really good finds there in the past. I haven't really found anything there lately, but I did pick up for $1 Digimon 4 Digimon World for the Xbox. Again, I just assume somebody will want this. I don't collect for the Xbox. I think I actually have this for the PS2. So anyway, it does actually look kind of fun. So that is all my pickups, though. That will catch me up. Like I said, I really have not had a lot of luck at pawn stores, which is disappointing. I think they will be having their December, Christmas super sale coming up. Normally it's the beginning of December, so in what, a month and a half here. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And I've been kind of going out to the flea market here with a buddy every weekend, and so that's been cool. So I'm really still having a good time, still doing some game hunting. Of course, I'm super busy at home, but I have been able to play a little bit of Final Fantasy Tactics, which I've really enjoyed. It starts off a little slow because, you know, I'm not really that smart, and so these strategy RPGs are a little bit, you know, to get used to, but I really am enjoying it, and especially like once you kind of come up with a job skill progression for your characters, it makes it even more fun. And I've been doing a lot of grinding to get all my characters to points where I want them to be, and then I'm like super overpowered for these early battles. So I'm okay with that. But I've still been, like I said, I've been playing Final Fantasy Tactics and still been doing some game hunting. So I'm still around. You know, I certainly want to make more videos, but it's just so hard right now. Like I said, especially with Halloween coming up, trying to get all these costumes together. But thank you for tuning in with me. I will let you all get over to Chris Minogue's videos, and I will get another video up again when I can. And thanks again.